Alhamdulillah for everything.
Alhamdulillah.
Fina or loss, Alhamdulillah.
Alhamdulillah, everything God give me.
Yes, guys, hope you're doing well. Amin here with NH2. We've got another episode today. Today I'm joined by Mac Chisholm. How you doing, brother?
Yeah, good man. Thank you for having me on the pod. It's my first pod actually, so it's a lovely setup you got going as well. So I'm grateful to be here.
Good. There's always time for first things. So, tell us about yourself. Who are you? What brought you here?
So my whole journey's been a bit of a up and down. I've started off not really knowing where I was in life till the age of about 10. Now I wanted to play football, and then started off a few trials at Arsenal, Palace. Got into both of them, but they were a trek. Like I was living in Wimbledon at the time, yeah, it took like 2.5 hours just to get across London to get there. So it was miles away. But yeah, basically went there, did well on trials, considering I'd been a goalkeeper for about 6 months. Then proceeded to, then what did I do? Get scouted by Fulham at this sort of five-a-side tournament at like 11 years old. And then they were like, oh yeah, we want you to come in on trial. Went in on trial. Proceeded to sign a contract. And yeah, I forgot to say as well, I was born in Switzerland.
Is it?
Yeah. So I forgot to say like where I came from and stuff. So yeah, I was born in Switzerland. My dad worked out there originally. And yeah, so moved over here when I was 5. The reason why I moved over was because I would have to do military service. Because that was, I think they recently changed it, but at the age, like, I think when you lived there past 5, you had to do a military service when you turned 18.
Do that,
Yeah, so it's like, my parents didn't really want me doing that. I think personally for discipline and stuff, I think it's fantastic.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, happy I'm not in the army.
Yeah.
But anyway, yeah, carrying on with football story. It's every year just basically been scraping past, you know, getting through next year with another contract and stuff like that. So my academy journey's been lots of up and down. Been a number 2 goalkeeper, probably from the ages of 11 to the age of 15. But then I finally broke through, beating the guy who was in front of me. But yeah, then I ended up getting a scholarship. Didn't go great. COVID hit, and everything sort of fell apart. I think it ruined a lot of people's lives, and I'm not going to blame COVID because it's got me to where I am now, and I think I'm a lot happier than probably a lot of footballers, and a lot of my mates who are footballers. I think I live a better life than they do. Even though the money's, you know, money if you're a footballer is fantastic, but I think
There's only so much you could do.
Yeah, exactly. I think as a content creator, I think it's a lot more freedom, and you're in control of your own destiny. Whereas a footballer, again, it's like being an employee for someone. You know, it's like what you want to do. You're doing the podcast and everything.
It's my terms.
Yeah, exactly. It's on your terms, so that's the beauty of what we do. And yeah, and then I basically worked a few jobs. Worked in crypto. Worked in private jet business, which was a good job. But that was very stressful, so I ended up leaving because I wanted to do content, and I basically just sort of struggled. Like, didn't really make any money for a year, and now, sort of the last couple of months, I've been able to sort of take care of myself.
Relax,
yeah. So yeah, that's my story, pretty much.
Good, man. Very diverse.
Yeah.
You've got Jets, Fulham, this, that. That's good, man.
Mate, oh yeah, and the pro contract at West Brom when I was 19, but that was only a season, and then I just kind of fell out of love with football then, to be fair.
Yeah, we'll go over this.
Yeah,
We've got an hour, so
yeah, that's good.
Lots to cover.
Yeah,
so
good.
let's talk about football. When you said you got scouted by Fulham, by all these clubs, what got you into football first? Was it a passion thing? Was it a parents thing?
Parents never liked football. My dad was more of a rugby guy, but I used to be a massive Chelsea fan when we were younger, so we used to live in Fulham.
Yeah.
And I used to go to a French-speaking school because I used to speak fluent French when I came over. We lived in Fulham, very close to Stamford Bridge, probably about 10 minutes. So my dad took me to a few Stamford Bridge games, and we sat like right on the goal line. I was in the East Stand, but we're on the goal line where Petr Cech was. So he's kind of the main reason why I started goalkeeping. Yeah. So basically my whole Instagram page is behind him. As well. Yeah, I used to wear the cap actually when I was about like 10. I wore it for a couple of games and then basically just got taken the mick out of it. So I was like, yeah, I had to scrap it. But it was a wicked experience, like wearing that hat. But yeah.
That's good, man.
Yeah.
How was it at a young age, being at Fulham, which at the time, was really high up there in terms of clubs. So how was it like at a young age being there?
It was wicked, to be fair. Is at the time, like, it was so spoken about being a kid, and when I was at school, it was weird, right? A lot of the schools, rugby was the most popular sport, but it was weird. Like, there was only a small percentage that actually liked rugby, but most of the kids love football. So when I always wanted to be popular at school, because I was like
You're the cool kid.
Yeah, I wanted to be a cool kid, right? And I think a lot of kids want to be like that. And I thought the way that it could be a cool kid was by doing football. And I just like to be liked by people. I don't like to be on anyone's bad side.
Yeah.
So I like to, you know, make friends and stuff like that. I'm like, I try and be the nicest guy I can. And yeah, so I basically thought, oh, football would be a good thing. And also I love playing football. So I wanted to get into an academy. And then when I got into the academy, basically I was like, wow, you know, I feel like a professional.
Yeah.
But you're not, you're an 11-year-old. But yeah.
That's true, yeah.
Yeah.
And in terms of at the academy,
Yeah.
what kind of things did you do? Because if you look at, for example, a professional football player,
Yeah.
they've got, you know, all these trainings, all these media things, all of that.
Yeah.
And you're 11 and you're at Fulham. Is it different to school football?
Yeah, well, it was basically another job, like at 11. And I'll be honest, the fun out of football was taken away, because you're fighting year in, year out for a contract. And it's so competitive. Like, I remember, like, every May I was stressing. No 11-year-old should have to stress like that.
No.
Only maybe when you do exams. But also I was stressing week in, week out about starting. It was very stressful for an 11-year-old kid, especially when an 11-year-old should be playing Fortnite back then or anything like that, you know.
Roblox.
Yeah, Roblox back then. I was never really a Roblox guy. I was more just a FIFA kid, but yeah, I mean, some people do love Roblox and Minecraft as well, so yeah.
I've had FIFA 15 since it came out till like 2020.
Oh, really?
It's the same FIFA. Ibabo, Dumbia.
Oh,
Jorginho.
mate, the sweaty
Double.
trio. Yeah, unbelievable. I used to run rings around people, but I was so bad at FIFA originally when I first started. I used to just have to score own goals.
God.
I know that is bad. That is really bad, but yeah.
And you moved on from Fulham as well.
Yeah.
You said you got released. How was it like getting released at Fulham?
So it was actually a funny story, because I never actually got told, like, they never actually said to me, we're releasing you. But I said, like, oh, I'm leaving, because I had a rough idea that they were going to get rid of me. They had a few goalkeepers that were on professional contracts above me and below me. And when in football, it's a dark place, like, there's a lot of politics involved. People on contracts start over you, even if you're just a scholar. Like, this is the problem I had a lot of the time, and it was very frustrating. And it kind of killed my career path, let's just say, at Fulham, because I rejected a lot of clubs when it came to when I was 16 and stuff. I had a few like big offers from a few big Premier League clubs like Arsenal, etc. So I just kind of, let's just say my love for football fell out the window, mainly in that sort of 2 years, because I really was starting to learn the dark side of football.
Yeah, it's not about talent, it's mainly about who you know or who
Yeah.
they're going to be. Or
Yeah, well, let's just say I thought I made a lot of friends at Fulham, and then I didn't. Like, they weren't my friends. I'm not talking about players. Players are like, you know, I still talk to this day. But there's like coaches and stuff like that.
they're just there for their job.
Yeah, just there for the job. They're all nicey to you, but then when it comes to like behind the scenes, they'll talk behind your back, and then they'll stab you in the back, basically. So
It's the dark side, man.
Yeah,
That's why it's
man.
called Moneyball.
Yeah, exactly. It's like it's rough, man. That's the whole point of football. It's just it's a crucial. I think personally, it's one of the most ruthless businesses in the world when it comes to like cutthroat.
Yep.
So yeah.
That's I get a lot of stick for saying this, but I compare it to modern day gladiator arena.
Yeah.
Think about
Spot on, mate. You got all eyes are on you. It's basically
circular ring, 50,000 people. Let's say a lion is, I don't know, Van Dijk running at you.
yeah. Oh no, I'm all right with that.
You got to do something.
Yeah, you got to do something. I mean, I don't know what I'd do with Van Dijk running at me, to be fair. Even if it was a lion, you're screwed. But Van Dijk, I mean, he's basically a lion at the end of the day. Yeah, no hope, mate. Nothing. But yeah, football's just it's cruel, man. It's cruel. I'm just gonna take a drink of water quick.
Oh, that's fine. And then you said you went on to other clubs. You had trials with Watford, West Brom and everything.
Yeah.
Did you move straight to West Brom after that?
No, so I actually left halfway through the season at Fulham, and that's where I said, like, I'm leaving. And then I went to Watford. I trialled there for a couple of weeks, and they were like, yeah, we'll take you. And then for the majority of the time I was there, I was playing for a fractured shoulder.
As a goalkeeper?
Yeah, for the whole season. So basically I still get a little bit of pain to this day on my left shoulder. And I was playing on it for about 6 months. And I genuinely think that's what stopped me from getting like a pro contract at Fulham, because I could dive my right side, but I couldn't dive my left side. So it was killing me. And man, I'm sweating, by the way. Sorry about this.
Yeah.
But I was like, yeah, I'm sweating. I'm sweating. I was struggling to dive my left side, and like, can you imagine not being able to dive one side?
Half your ability.
Yeah, literally, like, it killed my confidence. Like, let's just say I had a rough during COVID, during 2020 and 2021. It was probably the hardest times of my life, like when it came to mental side of things, and really fell into like a deep depression in football and not looking forward to going to training and stuff like that. So
what caused that? Was it just you not being injured and all this pressure on you? Or?
Yeah, I think well, so when I was during COVID, I basically, it was so weird. I basically was in a relationship, came out of a relationship, but then it affected me quite badly. And then
on top of that, you had everything else.
On top, I had everything else. So then, actually, it kind of helped. Like, I locked in. Like, as everyone says, lock in. I locked in hard. Like, I was in the gym pretty much every day. Nothing to do, no football going on. Just pure me and myself and I, just in the gym. That was the best bit for it, but it was still affecting me mentally, obviously. Went back into the football season sharp as hell. Then a couple of weeks into the season, got injured. But I didn't want to stop. I wanted to, like, keep proving people wrong. Yeah, keep wanting to prove people wrong. And then it was, but I kept letting goals in on my left side because I couldn't dive. And then I spoke to the physios and they were saying, oh, it's just a slight little twinge, nothing bad. And then I basically kept playing on it for 4 or 5 months. And then it was bursitis. And then also it was fractured shoulder. So I was playing on that. It took till Christmas to get that, to, figure that out.
How did you figure out? Was it an operation or you just let it heal?
Got an MRI and then I had to get a steroid injection on my shoulder. So yeah, and I mean the steroid injection let's say I got it in January and it took until June for it to really heal. So just before I went to West Brom.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Majority of the season, isn't it?
Yeah. And I was grateful, let's say, in a game when they wouldn't shoot to my left hand side. Let's just say that. So
yeah. It's like 50% chance.
Yeah,
on
literally.
your left or on your right.
Literally, but yeah.
And at West Brom,
yeah.
Obviously, you said you got the pro contract there.
Yeah.
What made you stand out as a keeper?
I think personally, it was funny, right? Because I was, I think, out of all my whole career as a sort of youth footballer, I think West Brom was the time I was hungriest. And I worked the hardest at any time. So, I was telling you the year before, like, I locked in. So I went into another relationship. And then I'm a relationship guy, right?
Yeah.
So my girlfriend, that was a relationship before, but my girlfriend now, we've been together for nearly 4 years. So, it's the right one.
Yeah.
And, yeah, it is, before that relationship, I basically had to lock in again. And I was like, you know what? Screw this. I'm going just all in myself.
All in, yeah.
And I wanted to get a pro contract because I wanted to prove people at Fulham, Watford, wrong. For me, all it is about proving people wrong. Trying to be the best version you can be. And look, I proved people wrong by saying I could, or by doing that, by doing the pro contract, signing the pro contract. But then the hardest bit is keeping the pro contract. During that pro contract, I kept working hard. But where I stand out as a keeper, I think, was my mentality then. And I think it's definitely probably my reactions as a goalkeeper as well. Like, I think I personally think when it comes to reaction saves, I'm like one of the best out of anyone that I know. Like, I know some really good goalkeepers like Dec McCarthy, Toby Ball, Noah Crisp as well.
Yeah.
Shout out Noah. But yeah, I do really back myself in reactions, and I think that's where I made some really good saves in Baller League as well. I think Baller League was really. It was really nice. It felt like a bit of like Felt like I was
showcase it.
Yeah, felt like I was back in the pro game as well, low key. Like it was really nice. It was really nice. So
We'll get onto Baller League as well.
oh, exciting.
A lot to talk about.
Yeah, let's go.
And in terms of those clubs, quickly, just to cover your academy days before.
Yeah.
Was there anyone there that you're competing with, or that you knew at the academy that's now, a pro footballer that's made it through the Fulham trenches or West Brom trenches?
So are we talking just about those clubs, or are we talking about anyone? Are you talking about any player, right?
Yeah, that you've been with.
So Harvey Elliott was like a big one.
Really?
Yeah. So Harvey Elliott, I remember he came in at Fulham at under 12s, and just a little kid, really nice kid, and I know his dad really well as well. Dad's a lovely guy. Harvey was under 12s, just came in from QPR, but I mean, he got released for being too small. And I was like, well, QPR, you messed up. Yeah. But yeah, so he came in, and I remember I was showing him around when you have a buddy, a show buddy. Yeah. So I was taking care of him and stuff. We hung out quite a lot and everything like that. So we were always pretty close throughout our Fulham career. But he was competing with a few big names at the club at the time. Like there was a few big youngsters who haven't really gone anywhere now, but they were big names at the time. Yeah. So he really proved everyone wrong. And I remember we used to have a black boot rule, right? And I remember he once came in with pink boots.
Oh, dear me.
Yeah, when we had black boots, and it was and everyone was like judging him. But I was like, mate, this is Harvey Elliott for you. Like he likes to stand out, and he does things differently. And obviously, look, shout out to him as well. He's done what he's done, at the Euros. Mate, it's fantastic, and I think it's really good, man. And I think he's got a lot of ability that he needs to showcase. So I think he needs to get out there and do it.
Wants to watch.
Yeah, well, mate, 100%. He's only 22 as well. People deem 22-year-olds as quite old now, because you look at
they expect you to be 19 and Ballon d'Or.
Yeah, come on, man. Yamal is, he is a wonder kid, and he's I know he's 17. But
he's been 17 forever.
It feels like it for about 10 years. But he's mate, they're a freak of nature at the end of the day, and he's but he will be Harvey Elliott will be again. I think one of the best Premier League wingers, about 26, 27, I think.
Yeah.
So I'm backing him.
Yeah, we're watching.
Yeah.
And that also, just to bring up that point that you said, how he got released from QPR.
Yeah.
A lot of academies, because I've had, people who went Brentford Academy, Watford Academy, Noah at Bournemouth and everything. A lot of the times they get underlooked for things that, not necessarily things they can't control, like size or this or that. When in reality, football is about, showcasing your ability, dribbling, skills, this. But they judge you on things that necessarily don't matter. Especially with you, for example, what did they not like about you? If you understand what I'm trying to ask.
Yeah, no, I completely understand. So again, it's weird. I was saying my strength being my mental health. That was the thing that killed me, was my confidence. Confidence just wasn't there, to be fair. Under 16s had all the confidence when I knew people like the clubs wanted me, England were watching me and stuff like that. So I was sort of on radar for the under 17 World Cup and stuff like that. So that was cool to know that was potentially going to happen. But I didn't end up getting picked. But that is what it is. That's just life, isn't it? That's football. And I remember, so one of the goalie coaches who was a scout for England came to watch the game where it was basically make or break. I either get England or I don't get England. And the reason why I didn't get it, he said, was because of your confidence. And I was like, wow. And I was like, why? What happened? And it's because I basically passed the ball to the striker, and he said, I let my head get down. And this is the thing. I had so many coaches tell me, you're literally fantastic shot stopping. The only thing that kills you is your mental health. Because he said I remember my under 16s coach was like, you could literally generally go all the way. Again, the only thing is killing you is you don't believe in yourself. It's my dad believing in me, the under 16s coach believing in me. It's
it's about you. Do you believe in yourself?
Yeah, but that's the problem where as a scholar at Fulham, I didn't believe in myself. Then people didn't start to believe in me. Mm-hmm. So that's the problem I had. Which is football, I'm afraid. And then it's kind of been a bit of an issue when I was at West Brom. People definitely believed in me because I kind of started to showcase my ability again. But it's definitely hard to try and get that opinion back. I think once you've solidified your opinion on someone already.
Yeah.
So yeah, I did my best and gave it a good shot, and I think I did well at West Brom. I told them I wanted a playing contract, to play on, and they said, look, we can offer you a contract, but you won't be guaranteed any game time next year. And I was like, no, I'd rather go out and play. Risk. Yeah, I'd rather go out and play. And it's like, look, it's nice being a pro footballer and stuff, but I mean, yeah, it's just not really worth it in my opinion.
You want to play.
Yeah, exactly. So yeah.
And in terms of confidence as well, like you said, I think it applies to everywhere in life.
Yeah.
Like if you don't believe in yourself, if you don't upsell yourself, you're not gonna. Who else is gonna believe in you?
No one. It's like, and this is a thing that I'm really trying to teach myself at the moment. I still have it sometimes now, where it's constant. It's a constant battle with your mind, and if you don't fight, you're not gonna get anywhere.
No.
So it's like I've had so many times where I've been told like, you're good enough. But it's just my mind is keeping me back. So it's really your biggest enemy is yourself.
That's true, yeah.
Which is it.
Yeah.
It's stupid, isn't it? Like you think about it, be like...
So controllable, yeah, it's so not.
Yeah, exactly. But it is literally your biggest enemy. It's like your coach could be saying you're not good enough. But it matters really about what you think, not what he thinks. Mm-hmm. He's obviously going to stop you from playing.
Yeah.
But like, let's say he gives you the chance, or you need to play, right? And you can showcase to him that you are good enough. That's when you need to be ready and you need to have belief in yourself.
Exactly, yeah.
So,
even with me as well, for example, with the whole podcast thing.
Yeah.
When I first started, I was in touch with, I'm not going to name bomb anyone, but for example, I was in touch with an agent and he was like, oh, players don't want to come on your podcast because if they say something, the fans can use it against them.
People are soft these days. That's the problem.
Yeah, that's one. But another time, like a week ago, I called an agency. I was confident. I upsell myself. I was like, hi, my name is Amin. I have the fastest growing podcast in the UK.
Yeah.
I've got top 1% like Mac, Noah, all these people, leads in the industry. I want some of your players. And they're like, okay, send me an email. So you got to upsell yourself because if you don't, some people call it cocky, but it's not cocky.
No, it's not. It's again, mate. It's like from what I've met of you, you're confident on your ability, and I mean, look where we're sat.
Managed to put it off.
Yeah, look where we're sat, man. And I wouldn't be coming on here if I wasn't interested. I saw what you do with Noah. And I was like, he's good, like good setup, everything like that. It's proper professional. And I saw the reel as well, and I was like, yeah, this is a bit me. I was like, yeah, trying time to cook. Sorry, but yeah, mate, it's fantastic. So thanks for having me on.
Upselled because I was confident. If I was like, oh, I'm not good enough for Mac,
mate, mate. Honestly, I feel honoured to be here, and I'm like honoured that you've invited me on here. So grateful.
Cheers, man. And let's move on to the next step in your life after football. What was it?
So yeah, after West Brom, basically tried out a few clubs. Went to Notts County. They said come back in pre-season, so I was like, all right, cool. So I was going to go back. They changed all the staff over and everything like that, so I didn't end up going back. I was like, I still wanted a shot at professional football. I had an offer from Colchester United. Didn't take that. Just didn't. It was like £300 a week to travel to Colchester every day. Like, come on, man. That's true. That's 200 quid a week on petrol. That's 100 quid living off. Like, it's ridiculous. So, yeah, this problem with football, people think it's all money and stuff. It's not. And then after that, I played step 3 for Kingstonian. Just fell out of love with the game. And then went to work in crypto. Crypto was good. Started my own business. Started our own clothing brand. Then lost a load of money.
Yeah.
Got scammed. Yeah, I won't state any reasons how, but
meme coins.
I did a lot of meme coins. Some of it was good. Some of it was bad. But it wasn't that. Just got scammed. Just scammed, mate. Like it's just fortunately it happens. Mental health again started to take a toll. This was summer 2023. And then just decided to work a new job basically, and then went into private jets, and then private jets didn't work out. So now I'm doing content creating, and then just trying to make something a bit more long term from content creating, where I can do a bit of presenting,
diversify.
Yeah, a bit of like I think a good example is Specs at the moment. So I know Specs, really nice guy, and went on the England Creator Camp with him, and he's like genuinely like. He's exactly how he is on socials. Like he's funny, like probably one of the funniest guys ever. We went out to Benidorm with Specs. Like this was the most. I remember like we were in Alicante, but Benidorm was half an hour away. And Benidorm, right? This is Benidorm.
Prime Benidorm.
Yeah, prime Benidorm. Have you ever been?
No.
Yeah, you don't want to. Don't go.
Been there.
Yeah, just don't go. Don't ever set foot there. Yeah, it's so bad. But yeah, we went there and everyone was like, what is Specs doing in Benidorm? And I was like, I didn't even know myself. Like, I don't know why he came. Like, I don't know. It's like you'd expect someone of his sort of, caliber, to not want to be in Benidorm, but he loved it. He's such a humble
Regular
guy.
bloke.
Yeah, he's such a regular bloke, and he doesn't drink. So, mate, and he was just having fun, like just sober. And I was like, firstly, it's a skill to have fun sober going out.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
He could probably manage it. He's crazy enough,
mate. He's such a gem though, man. I love him to bits, and yeah, that's kind of who I want to be like a little bit like when it comes to social media sort of things. Working with brands, influencing people. I'd like to do like one of these TV shows one day, like a Simon Inside, like something like that. I think that would be cool because I really want people to see my personality for what I am, because they see my goalkeeping, and a lot of people follow me for my goalkeeping, but I want people to follow me for my.
There's more to it.
Everything, yeah, and I want to do a bit of. I just want to do a bit of everything, man.
Yeah, no, that's the method now as well.
Yeah,
a lot of people look up to people that are relatable. Like if they see maybe goalkeeping. Obviously, you've got lots of young goalkeepers that look at you, they aspire to be, but you've got also lots of other people that want to relate to something. So if you do lots of other things, for example, podcasts, I want to move into, like you said, do real life stuff, maybe collabs with these guys, that guys, show out my personality, right?
Yeah, exactly.
People are going to relate to it. People are going to like me for who I am, because I know I will be likable.
Yeah.
I just need to get it out there.
Well, as soon as I met you, mate, I was like, yeah, this guy's a nice guy.
He's sound.
Yeah, he's sound. Yeah, you know, he's sound lad. Like, love it, mate. But yeah, it's just you just have to be different, and to stand out in social media, you have to be different. You can't be the same person, because I've worked with so many people now in social media where there's a lot of people starting to do it. I don't know if you've seen a lot of goalkeepers trying to start up the socials. It's so hard to start it. There's so many goalkeepers. I got in at just the right time. And I've helped a few people, to be fair, along the way, with socials and stuff like that. And they're doing all right now, to be fair. There's one other guy who I'm starting up at the moment, though. He wants to be like a bit like a Specs. His name's Sam. Like, I don't know if you've seen on my videos, Sam Walker, really nice guy.
Yeah.
Shout out to Sam. I've just been in Ibiza with him. Really good mate of mine. Yeah, so he was doing the 26ers social media.
Oh,
he's got a hell of a personality. Like, he's got the potential to like actually go and be something in, like, I can see it, and I'll be that guy that's going like in the pub in like 20 years time, be like,
back in my day.
Back in my day, I helped this guy, and hopefully I won't need to say that, because I'll be hopefully on the same.
With him,
I'll be with him. So, you know, I love helping people, man, and you know, as I was saying about proving people wrong, I think I'm just as much like, my dad's the most helpful guy. Like, loves to help the whole family out, helps his family out, helps his like sisters and his parents out, and just helps even his friends. Like, that's what I'm like. I love helping people out. And also, you
get a blessing from it as well.
Yeah, man. It's like you get things in return. I mean, you got to be careful though, obviously, who you do it with when it comes to.
Some take the mick.
Yeah, when you help people, like, obviously you got to be careful, because some are like, I've done a few things where I've probably ended up helping people and then I haven't really, you know, got much return from it. Or like
screwed over.
Yeah, but luckily I've not had that.
So
everyone I've met has been top. And they've provided me a lot of value in my life, and I've met a lot of good friends from social media and everything like that, like Deck McCarthy, like him, Ben Wilding. You know Ben Wilding, right? Mm-hmm. Like those two basically got me into social media. So he's the owner of Links Goalkeeping. Ben Wilding is, and Deck was. But yeah, they got me into the social media,
the content game.
Yeah, exactly. So they basically started me up, and he's helped out Noah. He's helped out Toby Ball. Like, they're all like decent sized content creators just from them.
And it's Padawans.
Yeah, mate. Literally, like, it is basically Return of the Jedi. I don't know, you're a Star Wars fan?
Yeah.
Yeah, cool, good. I wouldn't say that otherwise, but yeah, man, it's just I'm so thankful to them. So yeah,
exactly. It's always good to have mentors.
Yeah.
People to learn from, people to.
I'll always ask for advice as well from them and stuff like that, and it's just, again, always grateful for them. So
it's good. Hunger's good.
Yeah, exactly, man.
Yeah. And in terms of content creation, when you first started, because obviously everyone starts from zero, right? Obviously you have your connections. You know someone. but that can only lead to so much. So what was your first step in establishing, the Mac empire?
The Mac Empire?
Yeah.
It's weird. I used to call it the Mac GK Union, but now I changed my name because of Baller League. Sorry, say the last bit again.
What was your first step to establish yourself in social media?
Okay. To establish myself. Well, I still haven't established myself.
Humble.
I'm still far away from it, I feel. I think there's so much more to be done. My dad is my dad's like probably the biggest thing like in my whole journey, like really helps me out. It's like pretty much like my manager, it feels like. But not in like a bad way, in like a good way where he's like helping me out and stuff. He's like, he spent so much time on social media because of me. He wants to help me out, basically being like, oh yeah, you need to go to this place, you need to go do that and stuff like that. So he's giving me ideas, but it's so hard as well. When you're a goalkeeping page, it's so hard to try and branch out because that's what I am at the moment. But I want to try and do as much. This is what I'm saying. I want to go on a TV show. That's what I'm saying. I don't think I've established myself. But let's say the goalkeeping is the foundation. The goalkeeping game is the foundation of what I've built so far. But there's so much more to be built. Like, you can gain an infinite amount of followers.
That's true, yeah.
So there's why stop at 100K, when you can build to 500,000. Like, so you got to fly there.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm surprised you can spot it, man. I can't really see. If it's the lights, I think they're right in my eyes. But yeah.
Aura.
Yeah. Aura of you, that's why. I hope that makes sense, what I said.
Yeah, no. Because you've pretty much explained it. It's like, you start obviously goalkeeping. For example, with me.
Yeah.
Because everyone knows themselves best.
Yeah.
You know yourself best. I know myself best.
Yeah.
I'm right now capped at podcasts.
Yeah.
I'm going to hit maybe 100K, 10K, 50K on podcasts.
Yeah.
But what's next? You can only reach so much podcast followers. You've got to expand to NHG.live. Do live streams, do this, do that.
Look at is it Pitchside with Tom Garrett? Like, obviously, look, he had a bit of that controversy with last year, the whole Twitter thing. I thought that was quite funny. And I thought, I thought he dealt with that really well. I don't think no one really gets away with that these days.
Got him some attention as well.
Mate, he's got him some birds for it as well, I'll tell you that. But he's done really well. Like him, for example, from a podcast. This is what I actually think is good about a podcast. So I don't think in some ways I disagree with you because I think you're not stuck just doing a podcast because if people really like your personality, they'll follow you for you. But this is where I'm saying I think you've done the good thing of doing a podcast.
Yeah.
Whereas people, I think, it's like weird. Like if I do it, right? If I want to start a podcast, I'd find it harder because people only follow me for my goalkeeping, so they might not want to look at like 45-minute talks. So yeah, I think you've started up the right way, and I think you can then transition into your personality more. So I think you've actually done it really well, to be fair, mate. So
really. Cheers,
yeah,
thank
so
you,
well done.
thank you. It's good to hear different opinions from you, from loads of other people, because you know the game more than me. So
do I though?
That's 100K.
But look, we've all been spending time on social media, so it's like we all know we've all got our own taste, haven't we? Really?
Yeah.
No one's really like, I've got 100K.
Different genres.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I've got 100K followers, but it doesn't identify me as a Instagrammer. I'm not a full like. I'm not a. It gets some people like said to me on like a night out. They're like in Ibiza or I was with my mate, and he was saying like, "Oh, this guy's famous," and I was like, "No, I'm not. No way near."
I do goalkeeping videos.
Yeah, I mean, I just do goalkeeping videos, and it's like I'd like to be famous. I'd like to have brands reach out to me and be like, "Yeah, I want to do this and that," but I'm not there yet. I'm still far away. Yeah. You got to at least have, I think, to be famous. I think you have to go out on the street and then have at least 10 people recognise you in about half an hour. I think that's how it's got to be.
That's a litmus test.
Yeah, I think exactly. I think that's minimum, mate. So I think that's how it's going to work. So yeah.
And one thing that got you more recognised in the footballing world was Baller League. Yeah. So how did that come about? Because it's a new thing. Yeah. I think season 1, or something like that. Yeah.
So Baller League was taken up a lot of the year. Like it made the year go a lot quicker, and it was the best thing that definitely happened to me this year. Gave me some comfort, obviously with the money and everything like that. But it was, in some ways, it was good for 12 weeks. But then when you come out of it, it's more of like a reality check that it stopped. You're like, oh crap, what am I doing with my Monday nights? Or I was training a lot around Baller League. Like I got dropped by my non-league team to play in Baller League.
Well, they dropped you because
they wanted it. So I spoke to my manager and he said, "Oh, we want you to focus on Baller League," and because he knows how big my socials were, like he knew how much they meant to me and how it was like my job. Basically. So he was very supportive on it. So shout out to Mitch and George. But yeah, we're actually in the same league. So the new team I just joined, we're actually in the same league as them this year.
Oh,
yeah. So I know. But yeah, that's I'm looking forward to playing them though and seeing them because they're a great bunch of lads. But yeah, Ball League was fantastic. Again, Monday nights were fantastic. Again, got to showcase some of my ability working with John Terry, Jody Morris, and meeting some like great influencers like Mini Minter. I didn't meet KSI. I'd love to have met KSI. That would be class. I mean, you saw speed as well. Like seeing him in real life, like he's actually barking all over the place. God. It's not just
an act.
Well, I don't know if it was. I don't know if he had a camera on him at the time when I heard him barking, but it was
He barked regardless.
You know what? I didn't even like see him first. The reason why I turned around was because I heard him bark. So I heard him barking, and I was like, "Why are they allowed dogs in the venue?" And then I was like, "It's a very aggressive dog." And then I look around at Speed, and I was just like, "He's one hell of a character." But then again, it's like him. I was saying about standing out.
He's very.
Mate, he stands out like a sore toe. Is it sore thumb? I don't know. But yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah. And how is it like? Because I don't know how many teams there are to him, so I haven't watched Ball League much, but I know you're 26ers with John Terry. How's it like under his management? Yeah,
it was brilliant, to be fair. It was he was like, again, really honest as a manager, like really open, like saying what I needed to work on, saying how we could improve. Jody was really sharp on it as well, really helping out the team. They were both like as involved as,
Dual partnership.
Yeah, dual partnership was fantastic. Really worked. I mean, look, if John goes in the Premier League, I think I know who's going as an assistant. Let's just say that. Wink, wink. But yeah, he was. They're both like lovely lads. I've known John. I used to go to school with his kids, so I've known him for a while. Yeah, but he knows like he knows that I'm a good goalkeeper, and that's why he picked me. And hopefully I've done well enough to get into next season. We'll see. Anyway, I'd love to play in front of hopefully more people wherever they play. I don't know where they. I don't think he'll be at the Copper Box next season.
Is it changing it?
Yeah, I think it might change, but I like the Copper Box, but it was flipping hot. It was hotter than this room right now.
It's like a sauna in there. Gladiator ring, enclosed.
Yeah, I know. Mate, it was so. To be fair though, it didn't feel like 7,000 people were watching you. But that's kind of what that is mad. Like you don't think about it, but 7,000 people was staring like just at the 12 players on the pitch, and they were there. Like it's just weird to think now that I watched it back. When I watched it back and stuff after the games, I was like, God, there's a lot of people there. The best bits though were talking to the fans behind me. Yeah. They were so supportive and stuff like. They were like, go on, Mac, and they were like wanting the gloves after the game, and I said to them, no, they're brand new. And because I just signed a glove deal with Titan, and best gloves ever, by the way.
Yeah.
And
shout out Titan.
Yeah, shout out Titan. And yeah, honestly, they kept sending me a new pair like every week, and unbelievable. I wanted to give them away, obviously, just to like make kids happy. Because again, I love making people happy, helping people, and proving people wrong.
Holy Trinity.
Bro, that's exactly. I think there'll be one more though, so you might want to take that back, the Holy Trinity. But yeah, mate, again, it's just that sort of thing. I love making people laugh actually, so that's kind of 4 things. But yeah, that's it pretty much.
Yeah, and how does the whole draft thing work? Getting selected, is it you get a call up or it's like an NBA draft or what?
Are you talking about the old one or are you talking about the new one? Because the new one's going to be a little bit different, I think.
Tell me about both.
Okay, I'll tell you a little bit about the new one. I don't know if I'm allowed, but we'll see. But yeah, the old one was, we were sat down for about 3 hours, and basically the managers all sat down in different rows and stuff, and they had to answer questions. And then whoever came first got the first pick, but then whoever came last got the last pick.
Like a pub quiz?
Yeah, exactly. So luckily, Jardel Sterling got picked by John Terry first, because he was our most influential player in our team, just due to his, I don't know if it's just his size or something, but mate, Geezer's a beast.
Yeah.
Honestly, like
unit.
He's a monster. He honestly just he wins the ball so much. Like, he does so well, and he's Yeah, mate. Honestly, unbelievable. Great with his feet. Like he's got a TikTok called Tekka-back.
Oh.
Like unbelievable because mate, joke like he's like you think he's a striker at centre back, and he's got a hell of a shot on him as well. If you look at most of the games that 26 has played, most of the shots that he shot, unbelievable.
He scored with his left foot.
Yeah.
He scored with his right foot.
Yeah, literally everything, man. And joke of a player. Bilal Sayoud, Saka San, unbelievable players. Who else? Shout out. Eb Scrooge. I don't want to say his name because it's so long, but his name's like Ebenazi.
Yeah.
But Eb's such a nice guy. Love him to bits. Great player as well. And also the 26's media man, Sam.
The man behind it.
Yeah, man. He helped out a lot. And also the guy had one of the hashtag United players doing the, what do you call it?
PR and stuff.
No, he did the graphics. Max Cornhill. Shout out to him. Yeah, Max Cornhill did all the graphics. Great player as well, by the way. But yeah, it was good.
And in terms of Border League, how different is it from being between the sticks at West Brom?
It's a lot faster paced. Six-a-side. I actually prefer six-a-side though because I love I think 11-a-side is actually more dangerous because you have a lot more time to think. And I think when you have more time to think, I think that's when mistakes happen.
More time to overthink.
Yeah, exactly. So I mean, look, last season was my best season in football compared to other seasons, because I had best performances by a mile. I had the most clean sheets. Personally, not in the league. I had about 5 clean sheets. That was not that much, but for myself, that was a lot more because that was like the first season where I've had a run of actual games. Played about 40 games or something last year. When I was at West Brom, I only played 5 games.
Did you not get picked much, or was?
I was just on the bench a lot of the time, and this is the thing: they were playing third or second choice, like when they didn't have games. So I just didn't really get much of a shot. I mean, when I played, I thought I played really well. Apart from the last game against Newcastle. But by then I was a little bit I was so fed up and I was sick of not playing and I don't know, just didn't really, I was playing at St James's Park, played all right, didn't have a great game, but look, it's just football at the end of the day. You're not going to play every game great, are you?
Yeah.
So
I saw this clip of you actually. What kind of introduced me to your page, apart from Noah, mentioning you, it was sort of a clip of you giving away a penalty and then saving it.
Yeah.
That's like a roller coaster.
So that was my debut, actually. That was my debut at the Hawthorns, which was surreal. From going to obviously watching at these stadiums to them playing was unbelievable, which was funny, actually, because at 4 p.m. that day, I got a call from my goalkeeper coach. He was like, you're playing tonight, by the way. So I went to bed at 1 o'clock the night before because I was like, I used to play a load of Xbox, right? And you know what kids are like when you're 18, 19, you just go to bed late. And I went to bed really late and wasn't thinking of playing and stuff like that. But turns out he was training with the first team. So I basically went in, I was like, okay, wow, switch on. I was like tapping my face and stuff like that. Went in, went out for the ball. And when I was out there, I was like, crap, I've pretty much 3/4
don't know what to
committed.
do.
Oh yeah, I was like, I can't swear, but it's like I don't know what to do basically, and I was like, I'm already there, so I might as well try and do something. Barely touched the geezer. Look, I barely touched him. I don't even think I actually touched him, to be honest. I did actually touch the ball, which is ridiculous. It was a great dive though. He done well, obviously, but there's no VAR in PL2, so but then anyway, gave away the pen, then saved the pen. It was a good pen save as well, to be fair. Jordan Graham, who was a professional back then as well. Do you know Neil Etheridge? He was in the Premier League with Cardiff. So he's had a decent
position?
Goalkeeper. So he was in goal the other end.
Was he like?
Yeah. He came up to me again and was like, unreal performance. And then a few people were like, a few of their players, like first team players, were playing down. They played a lot of first team players that game.
They were injured or coming back.
Yeah, exactly. And they were like, God, what? Why are you playing at PL2? Why are you playing at PL2? And I was like, because I'm not that great. No, but it's mainly just because I was like, just sort of trying to, I just haven't really had that run of games. That's all I've needed.
Let's get the ball rolling.
Yeah, any club, like when I was under 16s, I played about 50, 60 games in one season and I was absolutely flying. That's what I was saying. I had England on my case and stuff. And now it's like, I just felt like if I had that run of games, I would be playing League Two now. or something like that, because that's how much I back my ability. Like, I hear there's so many goalie coaches. It's going to sound so cocky, but there's so many goalie coaches I've worked with, and they're like one of the best technical goalkeepers I've ever worked with. And like, this is like non-league goalkeepers. A few of the last goalie coaches I've worked with were like, oh, you're the best technical goalkeeper I've ever worked with. I'm like, thank you very much. And then I've had a few even like academy coaches saying one of the best goalkeepers like I've worked with technically and stuff. But I think it's just that match mentality is completely different to training. And it's like, that's where if I had the ball rolling more, where I played more games, I would have been a lot more sharper and stuff like that. But just never got to that stage, unfortunately.
Yeah. The thing is, if you heard it from loads of other people, then that means it must be true.
Yeah, I know.
If everyone's saying it from non-league all the way up to Premier League, West Brom or whatever.
Yeah, it was more like it's more the problem was I wasn't playing many games, so it was more like decision making wasn't like spot on to what it should be.
You weren't sharp.
Yeah, exactly. But decision making the last season's gotten so much better. But look, I'm only 22, so I'm still a young keeper, and I've got at least another 15 years of non-league in me. And look, if I do get an offer from a pro team, I got an offer from Crawley actually last year, to be fair, to go there, which was it was weird because the owner of Crawley messaged me on Instagram. Yeah, he was like, hey, come down to Crawley, we'll see what we can do. And it didn't happen though, because then the recruitment team were like, oh, we've got too many goalkeepers, so yeah, sorry.
He wanted you, but not.
Yeah, but it was weird. Like, he wanted me down there, but then the actual recruitment team were like, no. And I was like, all right, cheers. Like, but like big up Hunter Terrell. He follows me on Instagram, and he's a really nice guy as well. And he does a lot. He does crypto and everything like that. So that's why I found it quite cool when he messaged me. I was like, oh crap! Like, I wanted to get in like full on conversation, but then I know he's a busy man, so I didn't.
Fair enough. And that's the thing as well. Like, a lot of people, especially those up there, like the chairman and whatever he was and everything.
Yeah.
If they want you, they respect you for what you do.
Yeah.
But you've got the PR team, or in my case, the agency people that, oh, this guy wouldn't want it. But I mean, what could he do, right?
Yeah, exactly. That's
And
a problem.
let's talk about goalkeeping as well.
Yeah.
As a goalkeeper, so obviously you said it yourself, you're young, you're 22.
Yeah.
Many years ahead of you.
Yeah.
How do you actually improve as a goalkeeper?
So, improving as a goalkeeper, I think, obviously, work on, everyone's got different traits that they are good at and stuff like that, but work on the things, I genuinely think is the thing, if you're really good at reactions, I genuinely think work on the reactions more, because I think if you can be so good at it, where you're the best at it, I think it will take you a long way. But then also work on, like, I think distribution is so key for goalkeepers. I think there's three things in goalkeeping. Look, it's hard to save the like top corner shots and stuff like that, right? And that's what everyone likes to see. But I think the most important things are commanding your box, distribution, just being able to play simple passes, but into like little wide areas and stuff like that. And then also, I think obviously the reaction saves, I think, are key, because you're going to have more reaction saves than you are top corner saves. Mm-hmm. Secondly, you're going to have more distribution, especially these days from modern day goalkeepers. Like, I'm not a tall goalkeeper. I'm only 6'1", so I'm only I'm small. And they said to me at Fulham when I was younger, they were like, "Oh, you're lucky that you're only 6'1", because we would have released you if you were like an inch smaller." And I was like, "Cheers for that."
Barely made it.
Yeah, exactly. And this is what I'm saying though, skimming, like, just skimming the boundaries year by year. Like, I knew ability wise, I was brilliant. It was just more like the height the
niche stuff.
Yeah, when I got older, it was more the height that was playing an issue. And like, especially now in non-league, like, crap, man. Like, you go from playing under 18s and stuff, everyone's not that tall. Like, you get the occasional tall person, but non-league, like, people are, wow, huge.
Big Keith.
Huge, big Keith. They're playing against like Akin Fenwar week in, week out, mate. And
every position as well.
Yeah, I mean, in my team last year, so I was at Littlehampton last season, and it was a really weird season actually, because done really well in the cup and then done not so great in the league. But luckily they managed to stay up, and not luckily, sorry, they pulled off some really good performances towards the end of the season. So shout out to them, and management team did a really good job with that, and. Yeah, it was weird. Like, we did really well in the cup and stuff like that, and I was like, God, this is the best run of games I've ever had in my life. And yeah, but I think improving as a goalkeeper, I think it's just, again, it's more like repetition. it's just constantly getting used to these sort of situations, and then I think that's just where you improve. So it's repetition, purely that.
That's what you said with game time as well. 'Cause
Yeah.
the more you do it, the sharper you are.
Yeah.
Because if you're on the bench for months on end,
Yeah, you're not going to get anywhere.
Forget
You're not going to get anywhere.
little tricks and everything.
Exactly. It's like, this is why I personally think like signing at West Brom killed me a lot of the time. Like, I had an offer for £300 a week at 18 years old, by the way, to play Step 3. And I was like, at the time, I was like, no, that's not enough money. Because I wanted to sign a pro contract and then earn good money. But then, to be honest, the reality of pro contract wasn't great either. Like, living in Birmingham and Walsall was like rough.
It's Birmingham.
You know what Walsall's like, mate.
Yeah.
Gee, like you're local down the street every 2 seconds, and I mean the people there were lovely, but it was just
The occasional.
Yeah, the occasional, but the area was not great. So I'll say that.
Yeah. And who's the hardest striker you've faced in your playing career?
He's not really a striker, but I say Jamal Musiala.
Chelsea?
Yeah. So when he was at Chelsea in under 16s, he was a joke. Got a few really good saves though against him, which was like unreal, and I'll sort of like cherish that forever.
I saved a shot from Jamal Musiala.
Yeah, I mean, some people, the thing is, it's not really like a name that is spoken about enough, I think, Jamal Musiala. Do you know what I mean? It's weird, like you get like Yamal, but I don't think he's spoken about enough. I think he's such a good player.
Bellingham v Musiala.
Yeah, but
Dortmund, Bayern.
But again, I don't know why he's not spoken about more. Maybe it's because he's playing for Bayern and he's not playing for Real Madrid. Do you know what I mean? But I think he's a class player anyway. And I think I played against Bellingham as well. I actually did message Bellingham. I actually did look. This is a bit of a flex as well, to be fair. Hang on, I will show you this.
Your fella's got Bellingham in his DMs.
Mate, yeah. It's not your bird, it's your fella. Oh, crikey, there's no service in here. Yeah, anyway, I did shout out in 2019.
You had to sting up a screenshot.
Yeah, it's so annoying I can't show it. But yeah, we did shout out when that was trending back in 2019 with Bellingham, and I think he unfollowed me when he hit 100k, which was thanks Jude. But yeah, we played against each other a few times, so that's how we sort of kind of followed each other.
When he was at Birmingham.
Yeah, mate. How he's changed over the years, gone into like a proper man from like just a little kid. I mean, obviously, look, that's what happens when you grow. Yeah. But it's crazy to see. But yeah.
Yeah, and how was Musiala when he played against him? Because obviously his dribbling is,
techie.
What I've seen, is crazy.
Yeah, he was just techie, man, and nothing really changed. I think he just got a bit more physical, and he was small as a kid, and he just got really big. But again, we were playing. So the Chelsea team was crazy, bro. They had Levi Colville. They had
Loftus-Cheek.
Yeah. Oh no. So I was talking about. He's a lot older than me, Loftus-Cheek.
Is he?
He's about 70 years older. Yeah. Couple of years older. I think he's about 30 now. But yeah, no, they had. So their team was Levi Colville, Tino Livramento. Who's the guy that's at Newcastle now? I forgot who it is. The blonde lad.
Gordon?
No. It's another one. It's a fullback. Reece Hall. They got Reece Hall. They had.
Was it the one that won the cup? The youth.
Yeah. That's
Reece
it.
James and everything. Or was that?
No. But
I'm an old head. That's the one.
No, it's all right. It's all right though. It's Reece Hall's like is it him? I don't even know. Anyway, I'll name the other players. But we had Samuel Eiling Jr., who's now, I forgot where he signed, but he's a great player. He went to Juventus after Chelsea. And then, mate, they had a joke of a team. Like, they fumbled
so many talents, man.
Yeah, mate, I know.
When I look back, I have the list. You got.
I know, but to be fair though,
just Sancho, this, that.
It's mental. Like, but they're a joke of a team. Like, honestly, they were scary to play against, and we beat them a couple of times, and I was like,
cherish it.
And they had Joe Haig, who's a really good mate of mine, one of my best mates, and he such an underrated baller, by the way. And he's playing Conference South, like should be playing like League One, Championship.
You get that, man. Gems that are like in the lower leagues, because
he's so good.
Politics.
He's so good.
Sometimes.
And then also got my mate, one of my best mates as well, Ryan Trevitt. Joke, only signed a pro contract at 18, and but was at Brentford. Signed at Brentford and made his Premier League debut this year. So yeah, man, he's done bits. That guy, he's done bits.
Good, man. Brentford as well. They're doing real good.
He got rejected by like 2 academies as well. So he's basically the definition of never give up.
Yeah, and speaking about never give up as well, let's talk about mindset, because that's something you've said that was key in kind of determining your path and everything.
Yeah.
And when you said you were confident back when everyone believed in you and things like that, what kind of things did you do that were different when you were feeling up there compared to when you were not?
So You're definitely more like when you're obviously, I think everyone gets this. Oh, I know everyone gets this, but when you're obviously confident, you're like more eager to do everything. And this is the thing. This is like, it's so much easier to do everything when you're confident and when you're up for it. But when you're not up for it, that's when it's hardest, is when you're like, oh, I gotta get out of bed. But you just got to get up and do it. So the thing a couple of weeks ago, I was like, I think after Baller League, I was eating a lot because obviously the season was finishing, and I was doing a lot of training, but then also I was eating a lot of like crap food. And I was hating gym. I was like, don't want to go gym. And then recently I've been going gym now for about 3 weeks solid, and like just banging out everything. Like I've been doing solid, like running, sprinting, biking. Yeah, but it's just like this kind of a thing where it's like you just got to do it. Like when your confidence is low, like my confidence was low. I was looking at my belly. I was like, wow, it's like 87 kilos. I've lost like 3 kilos now in like the last 3 weeks. So I'm on a good path, and I've been eating a lot less stuff. So it's been solid though, to be fair. But that's basically, I think that's where it's like you just got to keep up, like just get up and do it, because that's all you can do. It's like, that's all you can do.
Yeah. And what would you say keeps you hungry in terms of social media? Because I've said before, obviously you think that, there's a lot more to come. Yeah. Right. But some people would say, I've got 100K, I could just sit back and relax.
Yeah,
right?
no chance.
What keeps you going to go for that 500K, that 1 million, 10 million, 5 million?
I think it's more seeing people around me. People are like, oh, look, don't compare yourself to others. And I don't compare. I don't try not to. But then there's always the ambition to be the best. And I think I've had that since I was young as well, where it's like, I wanted to be the best goalkeeper. I want to be the best content creator. Like I can be, in fact, like we're all different content creators. You look at Toby Ball, look at me and Noah, we're completely different. Like Toby does a lot of training drills and stuff like that. I do a lot of like entertainment, sort of like
behind the scenes,
funny sort of things. Like Toby's, more like showing people like, the class stuff, and Noah's like that as well. Like loves that sort of side of things. And they've got their own niche. Like I want to have my own niche and be the best at that, basically. So we're like, me and Toby and Noah are completely different content creators. But we work together, and we'll do the sessions together just because we know we can provide value for each other. So that's why I think we're like a good trio.
Yeah.
So yeah.
The collab thing as well, like that's the next big thing as well. In Instagram, they haven't done it on TikTok, but on Instagram, the whole collab thing. So
mate, mental.
You can put out a post that 3 people post from. That's 3 different audiences.
I know. Sometimes it's weird though, because sometimes it'll like just bum, but then sometimes it'll do really well. It's weird, but I've had it a few times where it's like it didn't do very well, but then I've had a few times where it just flies. It'll fly. But I think that's just social media.
Yeah, no, that's social media as well. And in terms of the buzz, people say you get a buzz from social media.
Yeah.
How do you separate, your career as a creator?
Yeah.
And spend time with family, offline?
Yeah, it's hard, but I think you got to basically. There's a time in the day where I'm like, yeah, enough is enough and stuff like that. But I'm constantly editing videos. I'm constantly on my phone trying to think of like better ways to edit and better ways to improve my videos and stuff like that. So I'm constantly thinking about it. Even when I'm with my family, like I'm switched on all the time. I never really switch off.
The engine's always running.
Yeah, and then
content engine.
Even when I'm in bed, mate, I'll wake up in the morning. I'm like, and it's like, yep, that's an idea in my head. And I'm like thinking. Sometimes I'm like asleep and I'm like, I feel like I'm texting, but then I wake up and I'm like, no, it's just so weird. But yeah, I think that's just 'cause I'm so used to it.
Yeah, that's with me as well too. It's like, it's gonna sound cringy, right? Sorry, audience, but literally my mind is either just because obviously I go uni, right?
Yeah.
Uni, I do science, whatever. That's my course. My mind is literally either gym, uni, or editing. Like, I can't. I genuinely can't.
You can't do nothing.
I can't sleep.
I know.
My mind's always thinking like, oh, Mac, who next?
Yeah,
Who does he know? Or this guy, that. Just branching out.
I'll help you out though anyway, mate. Because once someone's seen that I've done this as well, they'll be like, yeah.
Because that's the game as well. Ever. Just meet. If you
networking, bro. It's networking.
Yeah. Hopefully I put a good impression like I try doing with all my guests.
Yeah.
And then they themselves want to help me. But apart from that, just meeting new people.
Yeah.
For example, with you, I got to you through Noah.
Yeah.
I did a good impression with him. You saw it, you liked it.
It's professional, so just do it, yeah.
That's the way, man. It's meeting new people.
Exactly. No, it's wicked. I've really enjoyed it. I've really enjoyed it today as well. It's apart from it being blooming roasting in here.
Sauna here, mate.
Yeah. I should have bought a fan for my pits, but no, Nah, mate, it's been. I've really thoroughly enjoyed it. So
Yeah.
Yeah.
And now let's go over a quick fire round,
yeah,
Q&A.
yeah.
All right. So the first one is, who's your dream goalkeeper collab?
We're talking social media. We're talking like actual.
In general, like.
I've done a few like dream ones and did one Dutch goalkeeper recently. Like guy I've been watching for a few years.
Plays for El Kabila?
Yeah. His content's unreal. Like I think, yeah. Met him in first with the Titan trips. I'm like great lad. So I wouldn't say it's the dream one, but I've done it with him. Oh man, I think it's got to be Petr Cech though, something like that. It's got to be. Yeah, it's got to go back to the original roots, mate. I think. So, yeah, Petr Cech.
And the second question is, who's the best player you've played against?
I'd say probably Jamal Musiala.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think you can get any better than that. Yeah. Or Xavi Simons. He was class, man. I played against him when he was at Barca. Unbelievable player.
Barca? How do you end up playing against Barca?
It was at like a Premier League tournament. So we played in Warwickshire. And it was at Warwick Uni. And we were like 12, but we played against him and it was a joke. And then played against a few players. Do you know Mika Birith?
No.
So you should get to know him. Like as a footballer anyway. So he didn't really start in the under-18s Fulham. Now he's playing Monaco, banging in goals in Champions League, getting goals of the season and stuff. So yeah, shout out to him as well.
Put me on the game.
Yeah,
I'll have a look. We'll have a look. Of course, I'll have a look.
Of course, I'll have a look.
And the next question is, what's your pre-match kind of go-to? What do you do before a game?
So yeah, actually, it's a good question. I think it's always like to have eggs, avocado. It has to be on sourdough.
Eddie Abu.
Huh?
Eddie Abu.
Any what?
You've seen Eddie Abu?
No, what's that?
The guy, he loves eggs.
No, I ain't seen that.
Really?
No.
I'll show you after.
Awkward. No, I'm joking. Oh yeah, you got to show me after. Send me a video.
He loves his steak, eggs, avocado. The Ghanaian guy, like, wake.
Oh yeah, I've seen that. Yeah. Sorry, yeah. It's the name though that threw me off. I was like,
you know what he does, but not the name. That's a lot of people.
I know, and I feel a bit. Yeah, I'm sorry about that. I should have known. But,
Cut.
Yeah, cut.
So what was your steak, eggs? That's it before a game?
No, not steak. Eggs, avocado, sourdough, and then bit stretching.
Yeah. And
simple.
What's your funniest training ground moment?
I think it's Steve Benny, mate. It's a good question though.
Clip farming right now.
Or farming.
Yeah.
What word that is, by the way? I don't know. Clip farming. Sorry. Training ground funniest moment. I'd say just where I got hit in the down under about 3 times in a row in training. Clip? Yeah, that was ridiculous. That was at West Brom. I'm never going through that pain again. They were bruised for about 3 weeks.
God.
Yeah, I know.
It's not a pleasant look.
No, it's not at all.
Okay, and the final question is, what's one bit of advice you'd like to give to the audience watching?
Just enjoy everything that you do. Meet as many people as you can. And if something doesn't go right the first time, just keep trying over and over again. I know it's basic, but find things that suit you. So one thing that is so important to me is music. I love my Travis Scott. I love my Gunner. I love everything. I love Nav. A bit of Don Toliver as well. Went to a Travis Scott concert last year and I absolutely loved it. He's been through some dark times as well. And I kind of relate with him. And I think, honestly, like you ask all my mates, I'm like, why do you just listen to Travis Scott? But again, try and find something you relate to. It could be a social media influencer, stuff like that. Just enjoy everything. Don't take anything too seriously. Take what everyone says with a pinch of salt. And then that's my bit of advice there. Just enjoy him. Just enjoy it,
Don't compare him, just enjoy him.
Yeah, just enjoy it, man. Just enjoy life. Life's too short to just be too serious. And this is why I try and start my day with a good mentality. And if something just goes wrong, I'll try and think of a way to reset it.
Exactly, man. You've got 24 hours. Don't let 1 hour ruin it.
Yeah, as Molly May said, everyone's got the same... Wait, what did she say? Everyone's got the same 24 hours?
Yeah.
Or there's only 24 hours in a day, I think.
24.
Yeah, something like that. But anyway, I'm not going to...
We get the message.
Yeah, we get the message. It wasn't very good. It wasn't very well said, but yeah, it's what it is.
It's good, man.
No,
thank you. It's been a pleasure having you on.
No, thanks, man. Really, really enjoyed it.
Lovely hearing your story.
No, thanks, man.
Cheers.
Yeah, I really enjoyed it.
And thank you guys for watching. Hope you took lots of lessons out of Mac's journey. You've got Fulham, West Brom, Academy, Baller League, content. You've got a lot of things to learn from. So take notes and hope you enjoyed it. Thank you for watching. Goodbye.
Cheers.
Alhamdulillah. Always. We know Allah. Alhamdulillah.
Alhamdulillah.